Today, Sadtu joins South Africans and the globe in observing this year's World AIDS Day under the theme End Inequalities and AIDS. And the South African theme, Working Together to End Inequality, AIDS, TB, and COVID-19. Millions of people around the world are living with HIV. Amidst the raging COVID-19 pandemic, HIV/AIDS remain one of the biggest challenges we face as a country. The rate of infection is rapidly increasing, and more people are still getting ill and dying from AIDS. The fight against AIDS has to happen on two main fronts: prevention and care. To prevent the spread of AIDS, we have to educate people on how to prevent infection. We need to change the social attitudes that make women vulnerable because they cannot refuse unsafe sex from a partner due to power and patriarchal norms we live under. It is also the same attitude and norms that cause men to abuse and rape women. Poverty alleviation and development are important interventions that will limit the spread of AIDS. Teachers and education support personnel are not immune from the epidemic. According to the study conducted by the Human Science Research Council, close to 58,000 were living with HIV in 2015. Prevalence was higher among females, at 74% were aware of their status, and 55.7% were on antiretroviral treatment. To mitigate against the spread of the pandemic, Sadtu established the HIV Prevention Palliative Care for Teachers, Orphans and Vulnerable Children, popularly known as PPCT-OVC. Thousands of members have been educated, tested, and counseled. With the current COVID-19 pandemic, we may run the risk of not attending pressing epidemics like HIV. We should remind ourselves that it is 40 years after HIV has been discovered, and since that time, prevention pills have been available. But the question is, are we aware that they are free and they are available in our clinics and hospitals? This prevention pill is called pre-exposure prophylaxis, or simply PrEP. We urge the young HIV negative people to take a conscious decision to take PrEP and all other available biomedical HIV prevention methods. We have to make sure that everyone works together to combat the spread of HIV/AIDS and to care for those affected by the disease and help them live longer and healthier lives.
HIV and AIDS has already taken a terrible human toll, laying claim to millions of lives, inflicting pain and grief, including death as well, and causing fear and uncertainty in threatening economic devastation. You remember when HIV and AIDS started, people were being discriminated and isolated. Currently, we are faced with COVID-19 pandemic. We are still confronted with it, which is now the same approach that we did with HIV and AIDS. That's the response that we should be doing. Sadtu's HIV and AIDS strategy deals with now discrimination against HIV and AIDS positive individuals, including the affected people. We mainly concentrate on the positive people and leaving the affected people. So Sadtu embrace both. Confidentiality about the status of individuals infected by the virus, it's a priority to us, such that we take it as a priority and we do not disclose anyone's status without their informed consent. And work security for those already employed, it's also a priority. The nature of HIV and AIDS pandemic in South Africa has been a growing concern, and recent developments in several areas of the response have created a need to evaluate some of the interventions, which is very critical, because we have to evaluate the study that was conducted previously, because Sadtu responded to the HRC ELC studies that 12.7% of teachers were HIV positive. That's why we have done well. That's why we came up with the programs that I'm alluding unto you. To ensure a better understanding of HIV and AIDS, Sadtu has provided a comprehensive programs to improve health and safety of its members. The programs like prevention, care and treatment access, and the current PPCT or VC program, it's one of the programs that Sadtu has developed to respond to the needs of members, and where we are dealing with issues for individuals living with HIV and AIDS, where we have created support groups in all the provinces. That's why we've got ambassadors in all provinces, teachers who came out to declare their status, and this has helped other people to deal with the pandemic and to deal with the virus. We provide time for the sick to visit health facilities. That's why the prevention, care and treatment access, we had our own doctors who were the first unions to come up with doctors where members can call the doctors with their family members for free of charge to assist them. So that's where we are patting ourselves on the shoulder that we have done well in responding to HIV and AIDS. The basic principles of our HIV AIDS, Sadtu's HIV AIDS policy is that individuals with HIV and AIDS shall have the same rights and obligation as all other individuals. We've dealt with many issues. Now HIV and AIDS is taken like any other disease. Bravo to Sadtu.
Our message as such today, as we join the world on the 1st of December, is to one, get tested, know your status, and adhere to treatment. We can defeat HIV.